cannot for the life of me reference one football nation, apart from it being rhetoric, that has no standard stadium. I cannot for the life of me remember ever reading or seeing this happen in Ghana. This is unprecedented. And every time we say that this is colossal failure on the part of the government and the people of Ghana, we have evidence. We do have evidence because you remember some of us led a few people to stage the State Ghana football protest in February.
Yes.
When we were articulating some of these things, performances of the team, these are some of the reasons why we kept saying a lot needs to change. We need to have a policy as a nation. We need to have a look in so that we can make a few changes to ensure that football progresses. Because how are you calling yourself a football nation when your league, your Premier League, doesn't even have sponsorship? It hasn't in a very long time. To the extent that a title sponsor, to the extent that when a team wins the league, they get around $30,000. We have been flirting with this band for a long time, or for a while now, because we could say that we have stadia in Sipon, Tamale, Accra, Kumasi, but they don't meet the standard that enables you to play Category A matches. Just the Legon Stadium, a stadium that was about 70% done, to the extent that we spent about $30 million to finish it 2024, and you finish a stadium and you couldn't even make it meet standard, the required standard. Worst of all, only last week you saw the ministry issue a press release saying that they needed a GFA to collaborate with CAF so that they could come in to inspect the Accra Sports Stadium and the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. It was sadly laughable. And I say so because it means two things. Either the ministry is oblivious of the status of our stadium, because every normal football fan knows today that the Accra Sports Stadium has not been in shape in a very long time. As basic as washrooms, it's that basic. The ministry and the sports authority or the sports stadium, it's just a walking distance. Your ministry doesn't know that the facility is so down that it's not just down to the pitch. The Cape Coast Sports Stadium, I'm just saying that politicians, over time, they have no interest in football. They have no interest in sports. When they walk into town, they just hop on the euphoria of the Black Stars, the fact that we do the World Cup every now and then, and they just decide that, okay, they will pump money into the Black Stars, but not for the development of the football. When you listen to the current government, they are happily touting everywhere that they have invested more in infrastructure in sports than any other government. I am sorry, the AstroTurf that they built in communities was just an emotional decision. And why do I say this? Because if you go to the one at Medina or everywhere, if you say that it was just for the community, for recreation and other things, they are charging like 400 cedis for an hour and a half. How many people can afford that? First of all, most of these teams who would have loved to play their games there, the pitches do not meet the standard. So obviously, every now and then when we wake up and we think that to be able to win power or to be able to give a semblance of the fact that we care about football, we just do anything. I like that this has happened to us. We have two things to do, either to go the Mali way, because 2 years ago, Mali found themselves in that hot waters. And today, if you go to Mali or you check the records, the facility that they have built, and that is for a country that has not done the World Cup back-to-back like Ghana has done and gotten so much money, they took advantage of it and changed the narrative. It's either we are interested in developing it or not. And I do believe that we can go the Mali way, or we can still pretend to be ostriches, bury our head in sand, and convince ourselves that we are still a football nation.